Good morning. It is a Sunday. As long as the weather holds out, we will definitely finish up beans today. I got about 10-15 acres left, and then harvest 23 is in the books. But first off, I am going to go over the ripper because we had well, here I'll show you. Pop was driving it yesterday and we had a shank break, so I'm sure that's in the ground somewhere. So I'm going to take this off and look over all the other ones, because as you can see, the teeth are pretty much done. So we're going to replace them, get them replaced. What we're probably going to do is get 5 more of these shanks and just redo this whole thing, because they are all really thin, and I don't want what happened there to happen out in the field, because that's stuck in the ground somewhere. So now we're going to either find it with a combine, disc, something's going to find it somewhere, even though it's in the ground kind of deep. I don't want to find it and run it through the combine. So probably going to tinker with this for a little bit before we can do anything else. And she's pretty beat up. She needs a couple new wheels. As you can see, this right here is bent pretty good. So she's getting beat up, but she does the job. We really need a 7 shank, but this is what we got at the moment. Okay, we are on the last pass for 2023 crop season. It makes you happy because you got all your crops in, sprayed, and then you got them out before weather set in. But it makes you sad because you wish you had more land that you could be rolling on. But it is what it is. Just happy we got everything out, everything worked good. Everything went good. The crops this year were really, really good. And everything seemed to be good. Let's hope next year is even better. We had a lot of soybean acres and they all seemed to do pretty good. This farm was the worst, but every other farm seemed to do really well. And we rolled right through them pretty good. The weather cooperated. So corn crop was good, wheat crop was good, everything was good. So here it is, last pass. Wish I had another 1,000 acres. That does it. Good morning. Today we are rebuilding the ripper. We got the blades on. We got new teeth and shanks because we totally wore the other ones out. And yes, Lower Shore Seed. If you want good seed consultant, good grown corn and soybeans, right there. Contact Lindy, Lower Shore Seed. They're in Somerset County. But yes, we're rebuilding this. We had one shank break off. They were getting really thin, and we haven't really ripped them forever. We try to do mostly no-till, minimum till. We'll run a turbo in front of the planter or something. But the ground has gotten hard, especially in the bottoms and stuff, and some of this clay ground has gotten extremely hard. So we are ripping all of our corn ground for next year. We're doing it this year. We're going to get it all ripped, and then next year we're going to run over it We're going to try to cut down on a sprayer pass. So we're going to rip it this year, and then we're going to turbo it right before we plant it, no matter if there's grass, weeds, or what out there. Going to angle the Turbo Max a little bit. We're going to turbo over to kind of smooth off from the rip marks. Of course, with these rippers, the inline rippers, there's not really much of a mark. We're going to do that, plant it, and instead of doing a pre-emerge that never works, trust me, salesman will get you with a pre-emerge. Pre-emerge never works. You can say it does, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We stopped doing that a long time ago. We let the corn get up, 10 inches, 12 inches, and then I come back over it with the post-emerge. Because we were doing pre-emerge, and then you had to still come back over it with a post-emerge right after it got up anyway. So we cut that out. So we're actually going to cut a burn down pass down too. We're going to turbo right over it, plant it, let the corn come up, and then do our post-emerge, kill everything right before it canopies, and save a lot of money. Chemicals and everything are just getting so ridiculous. You got to all the inputs and everything, you just got to find another way to do it. And we're finding another way to do it. So that's what we're doing. Got to figure out how to make money without spending it somehow. So my brother put air in his tires, which I told him he shouldn't have. I like running my air pressure low, especially when you're ripping, because you want that tractor to sink down in there and grip. Him and Dad have a different view, but he's got tons of air in his tires, so I think all she's going to do is bounce, spin, but can't tell him nothing, so whatever. Told him don't touch the air on my tires. All right, we're going to ride back here and check my brother out ripping. Just put all new teeth, shanks, disc blades on her, so she ought to be making that. Even if she's a 5 shank, he's running her deep, deep, deep. So I'll be making that 335 horsepower tractor squirm. Look at him just kick back. He likes it so much. Look, he's waving. We'll get over here and get close to him. He's toting her right along though. Jamming to his music. I bet he's got that music on, boy. But he always tries to be a professional when I'm videoing him. Wish you had rolling baskets on the back of it. That's what it looks like behind it. You can't even tell she's been there. Got to give you all some cool action shots. We need a 7 shank, really. A 5 shank, you just ain't nothing for the tractors we have now. Or keep this 5 shank for these and get a 7 shank for old Big Bender. But we haven't ripped in a long time, and the ground's just really hard. We do pretty much no till, minimum till with the turbo till, and all this is going to be corn ground next year, so we're going to rip it. But it doesn't, you can't even tell it's been there, really. He's such a worker. Shanks, everything. Need to take that dumb 3-point thing off the front and put a weight bracket on there with a bunch of weights. You don't have enough weight in front of her. Well, it's a Tuesday. That's what he's doing. He's going to do all this home farm. We got half of it in wheat. The other half's going to be corn next year. So he's going to go ahead and get it all ripped. We're going to rip all the corn ground, but he's going to start here. We've already done across town. All those acres are going to be corn. We've already done the neighbors. That's going to be corn. So now we put new teeth and shanks on it because it really wore them out. And we actually snapped one off. So now he's going to do this, and then we're just going to keep moving farm to farm. We did get extra teeth. There ain't no sense in the teeth wearing all the way down, then you just burning fuel. You ain't really doing nothing but cutting the slit with the shank. So as soon as them teeth wear out, we're going to put some new big ones on and keep her going again. So we had an awesome corn crop this year. So I want to beat what we did this year as long as we get rain. So hopefully this helps. Doing whatever we can to improve the land. So anyway, that's it for today. The hair and the beard is getting serious now. See you. Wish you had rolling baskets on the back of it. Morning. I have taken over my brother's job for the time being. He has banker's hours, I don't. So I'm going to rip until he gets here, and then we'll trade the tractors over, and I'll go do something else, and he'll continue to rip. But he got 4 fields done yesterday afternoon, so did alright. That is a working boy, I swear. So I tried to get him to video, but he never videos. So, but I'm gonna do it this morning while he's doing his sleep thing. He'll show up about 9 o'clock, and then he'll take over for me. So doing everything on an angle when I'm ripping. So that way the sprayer, when I plant and everything, and the sprayer is going straight with the rows, I'm not falling in. That's how we like to do it. So getting everything ripped. We got 3 more fields on this farm, and then we will be moving to some different ground. So I don't think we're going to do any early beans next year. We can get just as good a yield, if not better, off of wheat beans. So we actually increased our wheat this year, and we're going to do corn, the rest of the ground in corn. So we'll probably have quite a bit of corn and then quite a bit of wheat and beans. So I think that's the goal anyway. That way we can get 2 crops off of the wheat and beans instead of just beans. We were averaging right around 65, 70 bushels with early beans. Some fields went 75, 80, but overall I think it was 65, 70. But our wheat beans, we were averaging like 75, 80. So why not get 2 crops off? good yields. You know, I think our wheat was around 90 something average and our beans were 75, 80 average, so that's damn good. So I'm gonna just keep ripping this morning and wait for my bro. This is the first field that I'm doing. I think he's got a little bit to finish up way over there, but I like to come up on an angle. The field actually gets planted like this, but I'm kind of going like this and the field gets planted like that. I'll come up and I'll skip every 3 rows and then turn on that side and turn in like that. That way you're not trying to jam the tractor right back around in such a tight, you know, it's not a 30-40 foot emblem, so it's just a 5 shank, so that way you're not trying to turn it around and back up and go right back down beside where you were. And we'll skip over 3, so it'll be 3 here and then I'll do 3 on that side, and then you can just work it like in a big circle, I guess, big square as you're doing it. Looks like he was eating some Chex Mix yesterday. But sheeples are pretty good. I mean, there's hardly no load on it whatsoever. At 6.2, he was pulling it at 7 something, but I slowed her down. I mean, she can go right up if you want without dropping RPMs, considering as deep as she is in the ground. So she'll tote her. We need a 7 shank. I wish we had 2 7 shanks, and we could keep the 5 and get a 7 shank, and we could really get this done with 2 tractors, because it does take quite a bit. I mean, all the equipment we have will handle a 7 shank fairly easy. So, but if you see the latest 7 shank prices, they're $50,000 for a full 7 shank. It is ridiculous. All it is a square tube with teeth on it, and they think it's worth 50 grand. I don't think so. I'd like to have one, and it's hard to find a used one. We were thinking about putting 2 more, you know, sections on this one, but by the time you bought all the parts and everything, it was cheaper to trade it in. It's crazy how much they wanted for 2 more sections to do this. So we just said heck with it. We'll get by for now. That'll be a future purchase or something later down the road. But we rolling her. We got her dirty. Let's clean that window off so you guys can see a little bit. I've been trying to get into video while he's out here, but he just doesn't do it. He can be commentating, talking, videoing. I mean, Sheila would think he's a movie star if he did that.